Austin Disaster Relief Network has been playing a big part in helping the people who have been impacted by the flooding as well. The organization is helping all over Central Texas, but one area that has seen a lot of need is the people living along Big Sandy Creek in Travis County. This is the neighborhood where flooding devastated the homes, swept people away, and damaged a bridge, leaving many people trapped. Since the flooding, people living near have reached out for aid and support. And over the past few days, Austin Disaster Relief Network says they have seen many people stepping up to help, but there are still a lot of needs now and into the future.
I think it's going to be a long road to recovery. This is just the beginning. So in terms of being able to support that community, I think it's going to be a long-term effort to support them.
And if you'd like to help this community, you can make a monetary donation. They're also looking for carts to transport goods in and out of the community. Here's a list they shared of things they need. Things like hygiene kit items, things like toothpaste, toothbrushes or shampoo, gloves, masks, and cleaning supplies. Also gift cards between $25 to $50 to places like Walmart or H-E-B or Visa and MasterCard. They also need bottled water and tarps, which are also needed. They tell us things they are not accepting at the moment include clothes, furniture, and expired or partially used goods, but they are looking for volunteers. They have more opportunities and needs on their social media pages and website, but if you're going to volunteer, do make sure you check in with them.
There is a big need now for volunteers. There's a way for them to get access to what the needs are. We're regularly updating that list. So those roles are being updated as we identify specific roles for volunteers.
A number of event planning companies have come together to help the families who are mourning their loved ones after the flooding. Becky Levin-Navarro, who owns Pearl Events Austin, said she put out a call on social media asking anyone if they'd like to help. And shortly after, many vendors, catering companies, and others said absolutely. She even got other event planning companies on board like Whit Ross. They're helping with 8 families who lost loved ones free of charge and said they're offering funeral arrangements and celebrations of life to help.
We're happy to be able to have a resource for anyone to call and whatever help they need, big or small at this point. People have volunteered and we have a whole running list.
My cousin lost one of her daughters in the flood, and I feel like many have, I've felt very helpless in not being able to do anything. And this is just one tiny step towards being able to give in any way that we can.
Kevin Bosker spent the day in Burnett, where there is still a lot of cleaning up to do. He spoke with the owner of an assisted living center that floodwaters destroyed.
Heather Kokendolfer is the owner of Pafford Place, an assisted living center that houses and helps the elderly. Her house is right across from Pafford Place. When the flood hit Burnett, Kokendolfer and her family scrambled to get to higher ground as floodwaters rapidly rose.
We were able to get everyone, all 4 of us, and our 2 dogs up onto this roof right here. And there we sat underneath this tree for the next 3 to 4 hours.
While up there, Kokendolfer says they couldn't do much but watch Pafford Place get flooded. First responders eventually came to help, but they couldn't get to everyone.
There was 8 people in there and they were able to save 7. So there was 7 left in the building. So Mr. Lee, he was one that didn't make it out.
Ernest Lee Brizendine, who went by Mr. Lee, was 85 years old. Kokendolfer says Mr. Lee moved in about 8 weeks ago and was loved by everyone.
After we lost him, his family has come to me and said, I haven't seen him that happy in many, many years. Which, at least it gives me a little bit of peace knowing that he got some happy days before he had to move to heaven.
Since the flooding, Kokendolfer says she's grateful for the support community members have offered. Her husband Brian lost his wheelchair in the flooding, but after the community found out, now he has a new chair.
Do you like your chair?
Yep.
Kokendolfer says they've made good progress, but emphasizes there's still a long way to go to rebuild Pafford Place to what it used to be.
It is our goal, though, to always take care of elderly people.
In Burnett, Kevin Bosker, KXAN News.
And there's a GoFundMe set up to help rebuild and help assist those displaced in the flooding at Pafford Place. You can find the link to the GoFundMe online over at kxan.com. A community trapped after a bridge was severely damaged by the floods last weekend may finally have a way out. As KXAN's Grace Reeder explains, the temporary bridge Travis County put in place to help people trapped in the Sandy Creek area is expected to open no later than tomorrow morning, should the weather hold.
One way in, one way out. This bridge in the Sandy Creek area in western Travis County was severely damaged by last week's floods. It had to be closed, which left an entire community trapped.
It's been heck. But you know, this community is great, and the donations were great for us too. And we thank y'all.
Now, Travis County says they're at the finish line for a temporary solution. Next to the bridge, a low water crossing built in a matter of days, so that folks can get their cars to and from this neighborhood.
Our goal was to open it up today, but because of the weather that we've seen, we're going to open it up in the morning, assuming the weather cooperates.
The county is also partnered with a local ranch.
Man, thank you so much. You bet. I really appreciate this.
Which has opened up this low water crossing to first responders and residents of this neighborhood as long as they have vehicles that can safely make their way through this. That opened up Sunday morning and will remain open unless the water rises here again.
It's not as good as this bridge will be, because my understanding, it really only allows higher clearance vehicles to get through it, trucks and things with higher clearance.
Travis County is also working on a medium-term and long-term solution for this bridge. But for now, more than a week after people in the Sandy Creek area found themselves trapped, the people here thankful to soon have a way out.
Oh, that's gonna get everybody in and out, so to go to work and come back, see their families, and wow, you know, about time. It's about time. Yes, ma'am.
Grace Reeder, KXAN News.
As of this afternoon, there are 9 confirmed fatalities and 4 people reported missing or unidentified in the Travis County flood zone. Travis County Judge Andy Brown also told us today they have a significant number of TDEM crews as well as dogs working the area and are actively trying to find those who are still missing. Remembering Camp Mystic before the deadly floods, a photographer who happened to be at the Christian camp shares what it was like to unknowingly be in a flood zone and how she wants the beauty of the camp to be honored through documentation. Jayla Washington has the story.
We have seen the heartbreaking images of loss and devastation from Camp Mystic along the Guadalupe River in Kerr County after the Independence Weekend floods. But we wanted to take a moment now to look back at what the all-girls camp was for so many years, for so many families. So joining us today is Sarah Wilson. She is a photographer with Texas Monthly. Sarah, thanks for joining us today.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So take us back to that moment as we look back at some of those photos that you captured.
Yeah, you know, I was there actually to take portraits of some of the owners of the camp, and I'm really glad that I ended up also photographing the grounds that day. You know, I fell in love with the place. It was beautiful, and so I felt the need to capture it. And you know, I didn't know the power that these images would have, and now I do understand them. And you know, when I was there, when I was photographing along the river, I didn't know I was standing in a flood zone. I didn't even think about it. And that place, you know, so many families sent their kids there because of the beauty of the place, because of the tradition. And so now that's complicated, and I'm sad for those families, and I'm sad for all the people who have been affected. Every day I hear about 1 or 2 more stories of people within my very close circle.
Seeing the photos obviously allow us to go beyond the tragedy, the gorgeous photos that you captured. There's still a lot of tragedy that's unfolding, though, after the devastating flood. Why did you want to share this photo essay sort of as the community works to rebuild and is still grieving?
The photographs, the footage that's on the news right now and is spreading all over the world right now is the devastation, and it is the broken lives. Because I think sometimes when a tragedy happens, those good memories kind of get erased and they get played over again. And so if we can keep that original beauty in our minds, I think that's helpful.
What's the biggest takeaway you want to leave with people as, again, you try to honor Camp Mystic for what it was and what you remember? You know, I would like for people to see this, to understand the depth and the breadth of the tragedy, and hopefully
be able to see a little bit beyond the political back and forth that's occurring, the blame game that is happening. And I would like for us to be able to enjoy Texas nature and rivers and be prepared to move together as Texans, as a team, and not in denial that this will never happen again. That's not the truth. You know, something like this will happen again. And I think we need to be prepared and aware. And so I'm hoping that we can move forward like that as a team.
Sarah Wilson with Texas Monthly, a photographer. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Good story there. I've seen a lot of people on social media, a lot of my friends who went to Camp Mystic sharing the photos of the good times. And of course it is marked by tragedy and death and such a devastating, catastrophic impact that this flooding has had. But you have to remember the good, the good things, the good memories, especially in a time like this.